Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. I got a note from Yubnub. It seems that he and all the other Ewoks went to go to a bologna buffet while I was gone, and they left the door open, which is how those two yahoos got in. A bologna buffet. Ugh. Anyway, so we're going to continue on with Jude Watson's Last of the Jedi series, and we're going to go review books 7 and 8 today. So first let's talk about 7, which is called The Secret Weapon. Now in this, Ferris and Trevor and a band of rebels break into a top secret facility to steal some very important data. However, they may be captured by Darth Vader, which puts Ferris in a hard spot to have to go, "What? Who are these? I'm not with these guys. Who are you? I brought them in for you." You know, the whole, uh-oh, better keep my double agent status, okay? And of course, you don't cross Vader like that. You don't play Vader like that. And I'll be honest, it's not a spoiler, I won't say who, but some side characters do die by the hands of Vader, which is always good. So that's Secret Weapon, all right, in a nutshell. Now, Book 8 is called Against the Empire. Now, in this one, Trevor goes undercover into the Imperial Navy Academy to rescue Astri's son, Lune, who has been enrolled into that academy by his dad, Bog. Now, if you remember, Bog and Astri were a couple way back in the day. Well, now, during Last of the Jedi, they have separated, basically divorced. Bog is pursuing a career in the Empire. And just in Bog fashion, he's trying to use politics to move up the ranks, right? Because he sees a big career, an Imperial career. Of course, Astri knows the Empire is bad and she don't want anything to do with it, and she don't want her son to have anything to do with it. But Bog will have his way, and his son's going to get enrolled into the academy. So Trevor goes undercover. Trevor Flume is the thief, you know, the kid thief with the heart of gold. And he's going in to infiltrate the Naval Academy to break Lune out. Now, meanwhile, what's going on with Ferris is he becomes an actual Inquisitor for Emperor Palpatine, and he's on the hunt for Jedi. But secretly, he's plotting out a way to kill Vader, of course, right? Now, there is another reoccurring character that comes back for this, Jenna Zan Abor. She has been Jude Watson's main villain, on and off villain, throughout all of her series. So, the scientist Zan Abor is back, and that's always good. I like Zan Abor. I think she's a really good character, well written, and it was nice to see how her story arc has gone from Jedi Apprentice to now. I also like Ferris becoming an Inquisitor, which I think should have happened at the very beginning of this whole series. Why not make Ferris an Inquisitor? Now, I understand, you know, the Emperor said you have to prove yourself, but still, making Ferris an Inquisitor makes sense. And then you have Trevor's storyline, which is pretty good, where he's going to save Lune and kind of pull him out, get him to escape the Naval Academy. The only problem with Trevor Flume is his character. It's not that fun. In fact, it's kind of generic, and I couldn't get invested into that character. Remember, Trevor Flume, the thief with the heart of gold, like I said, has been done a million times. In fact, there is one in Rebels, you know, and there's also an ex-Jedi, right? Or there's the Jedi like Ahsoka who left the Order, just like Ferris did, and now she's back. And she even has past connections to Vader, which is what Ferris has. When I read about what Rebels was going to be back in the day, I said, wow, this is like Last of the Jedi, just a TV show. Now, it's kind of unfair to say that, you know, Filoni just ripped off Last of the Jedi. Did he? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think he even read these books, to be honest with you. He may have heard the overall synopsis and said, I'll go for it. But to be honest, I think he just took basic generic characters, which everyone has done. To say that Filoni ripped off Jude Watson would be equivalent to saying that Jude Watson ripped off Disney's Aladdin, right? The thief with a heart of gold. So that kind of trope character is always around a lot of things. The disgraced samurai or knight who left the Order, who now comes back. You know, yeah, that's been done before. You know, they just put it in Star Wars context. Jude Watson did it first, Dave Filoni did it next. Now, he may not even know that Jude Watson had the same or similar storyline as him, but I knew that's where it was going. In fact, I already called that Ahsoka would be back, know who, you know, Darth Vader was, and there is going to be, if there hasn't already, because I haven't been watching Rebels, a showdown similar to Ferris and Vader's showdown. I guarantee you there's going to be something very similar to that in Rebels, if it hasn't already happened. But with these characters, Trevor is not that interesting to me. You know, like I said, the story is there. the character, I just can't feel invested in. Just can't get invested into that character. And she has, right now, there's a whole network of rebels that she's talking about. The problem is, in my mind again, whenever I read Last of the Jedi, I think of all those rebels as being Trevor's age or younger, like young kids. They're not all young. They're even described as older. But it's a children's book. I don't know why I couldn't get that out of my head. It's like the baby squad going after, the Empire, which wasn't true. And some of the side characters, you really don't, yeah, Vader kills off a few. Okay, and a few others will die later on. Okay, but was I that invested in them? No. It's not like Stackpole's X-Wing Rogue Squadron, where if he killed off a pilot, who'd only been there for that book, you actually felt something for that pilot. You felt invested. These characters, and these are children's novels, so maybe I'm being too hard. These characters, I didn't feel as invested in the character as I was. Well, you know what? That's a lie, because Jude Watson's other books, like there's some from Jedi Apprentice and Jedi Quest that I really liked and felt invested in. I didn't feel the same for Last of the Jedi. Again, this could probably just be me, but I didn't feel that Trevor had enough personal identity to separate him from every other character that I've read about in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with that? All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. I'll see you next week with another video.